Hey guys, OJ Williams here. We are at the world premiere of the series finale of HBO Succession. We are on the carpet talking to all the stars. Stay tuned.
When you were first envisioning the theme song, which has become really iconic, like what were some of the ideas you were mixing up?
Early on it was really about imagining what music would the Roy family imagine for themselves. Like if they were asked, what would and I had this sort of theory of like, oh, maybe it'd be this sort of dark, courtly, classical kind of a sound. But then I saw that scene where Kendall's in the back of the car rapping to the Beastie Boys. I saw the dailies, and I was like, oh, what if there's like weird, oversized hip-hop beats somehow mixed in with all this? And that was just an early idea, and I remember showing Jesse, I played these string chords for him, and some of these beats, and he was into everything kind of right away and said, yes. And then I worked on the pilot, and I started scoring that, and then it just sort of evolved from there. So it was like a process. Yeah.
And for the final season, what was your vision for it? Is the music different in any way? Is it the same?
Yeah, no, every season is different. Every season I really sort of go out of my way to try new things. But that being said, I work hard to push it forward, hopefully, but also I want it to feel like what we think Succession feels like. So I think especially in season 4, I want maybe there to be echoes of season 1, possibly. This sort of like the old school, the beginning. There's a symmetry maybe there. Yeah.
Every time we see you on the show, it's been so delicious and so fun and sporadic. So tell us a little bit about what you go through this season.
This season, I'm still kind of. It's so difficult to think what to say without spoiling things. I'm still kind of working my way into my family's womb. I'm trying to embrace my kids and be the good mummy, but it never quite works, does it? So I think, her motivation is still to kind of have a place in their life, and she's such a mixture, because just as she always greets them with great love, but when they need love back, she actually vanishes like a little puff of smoke. She just doesn't substantiate what she's promising all the time. I think that's one of the things that I find fascinating, is kind of this running away from emotion, but at the same time sort of extending the possibility of emotion and connection. Then she runs away. So I still don't think she's revealed, which is interesting. I don't think we've revealed exactly what makes her tick, but I think I know. And I think, it's hard to know, but I think I've found out some of what makes her tick. And it's never going to really be revealed.
That season finale last season was a bit of a shocker. Were you as shocked as when you read it?
I was, actually, because I don't think I knew, when I played the scene with Shiv at the restaurant, I didn't know at that point that I was going to ditch her, if you see what I mean. So I played it with all the sincerity of Lovely Mummy, or not Lovely Mummy, but that scene was but it was very sincere. We were trying to be honest with one another, at least, and then again at the last minute this flip.
I love you.
But I think she's you always have to go into the background of people, and my theory is she had terrible parents. She doesn't know how to be a mother, but so I just think that in that she's sort of she's transferred her affection from her kids to this new husband. I think she's genuinely scared of being alone. I think he makes her laugh. He's good company. And this is the deal. She's got to kind of fix things for him. And she thinks her kids have got to look after themselves. And, they've had every chance. That's her thinking.
Makes sense. And to degree, she's right? Mommy's always right.
Mummy's more right than some people think. And mummies can be really, if you're flawed in any way as a mum, you're considered to be really shit. You know what I mean? Dads can be flawed when they're not absolute shits, but mums, if they're flawed, they're the devil. And that's a big thing to carry.
It is. As far as I'm concerned, your character is the most noble character on the show, the most redeemable character of all the characters. Talk about being that one strong of trueness in the show. That one person who I think actually has a good heart.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. I think I can't view her that way as the only person who has a heart, but I understand why that's said. I think I had a conversation with Jesse a while ago where he said, no, she's fucked up. She's like a normal level of fucked up, just not like the epic level of Roy fucked up. So, can I say that word on this? Yes? Okay. Okay. Yeah, compared to the rest of the Roy family. So I think she's a fascinating character to me because I think she married into, I've said this before, the Roy family despite of the Roy name, not because of it. I think she married in for love and then, had to be the grown-up in the situation. The kids come first and...
Someone has to be the grown-up. Do we, I know no spoilers allowed, but do we see your hands get a little bit dirty this season?
Do we see my hands get dirty? I mean, you're never going to see dirt under Rava's fingernails. Period. No. I mean, she's too meticulous.
You've done just about every role I can think of. You've been able to do anything you want. What about Succession was appealing to you?
I love the fact that it was written honestly and courageously about a group of people that usually don't get the mirror held up to them so they can see themselves. I don't know whether the oligarchs watch this show, but I think ordinary people, once they get past the idea that this is, they say, well, it's just TV. But actually, as they look around and it's going to get a lot worse, they're going to see those kind of people, the Bezoses, the Elon Musks, they're going to see them behaving. Well, they even say that about Elon Musk now. So, but what happens was you get him in there and suddenly you got the Twitter files. The Twitter files are probably the most important story going on, and it's not being covered in the corporate press. So here in this show, he showed those people and how they arrive at the decisions and choices that they make and how inimical that is to our well-being and life in general. They run the show, and they have to take responsibility for the show, and we must hold their feet to the fire. Excuse me.
No worries. Yeah, I love that. I always enjoy the banter between, whenever you pop up on the show, you're just giving it to everybody. Yeah. How much fun is that on set when you're just, how much are you riffing? How much of it is the script? Tell me a little bit about that process.
It's mostly until the last one, it was the script. Okay. I never felt I was in a position to just let go and fly. I mean, we came close. The first confrontation that I had with Logan was, I had a lot to say. I was just ready, and I think he didn't know who I was, so he sort of put said, okay, that's okay, let's just stick to the script. I don't know if we went on another year and I took him on one-on-one. It might be a lot of fun.
I'm sure you guys would. It would be toe-to-toe, drag-out fight.
Neither of us would give an inch.
I think so.
Yeah, no compromises.
I think you would win.
Yeah. I think it's a nasty draw.
Did you ever think this little show that premiered 4 years ago would be this juggernaut of a hit?
Well, I wasn't in the first season, so when I came into Succession, when I started watching it, I was like, this show's incredible. So I was just a fan for the first season. I just thought it was so amazing. So by the time I came into it, yeah, it was, people loved the show, yeah.
I'm joining the gravy train.
Yeah. It's intimidating. It's intimidating walking into something that is so just operating in such a successful way. You want to step up and you want to rise up to the level of talent that you're meeting. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but it was such a gift. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I know it's all fake scenarios, but when you're in those boardroom scenes, I guess it's a mixture of nerves in different ways. I figure you're the character yourself is nervous, but you're also nervous as well to be in the scene. Am I right a little bit?
Yeah, I think that they're really. This is a really playful, fun group of actors, but everyone's also really just good at what they do. So the energy in those rooms are real. People are acting, and people are fighting for power, and there's the scent of corruption and abuse, and people are terrifying, and yeah.
It's happening. Yeah. I know. I mean, everyone's like. I feel like I count maybe 2 to 3 backstabbings per episode.
Yeah.
Am I about right?
Did you watch this episode yet?
Well, I a little bit, but
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it, fresh for
Yes.
the fans without revealing too much.
Yes.
But without giving any spoilers, are we seeing you take a dirty punch here or there this season?
Me, I would never.
It's a wild ride. You guys are gonna
Never.
be. It's gonna be
With-
fun.
with a wing.
It's really fun. I can't really.
I would never.
I'm sorry. I don't know how to answer it.
I got it, sis. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This has been such a fun journey for us to watch you. I'm hoping for a big win for your character.
Me too, babe.
I think she deserves to be CEO of the whole thing.
Oh wow, that's ambitious. I like the way you're thinking, but okay, cool.
I think women on top is the way to go.
Women on top is the way to go. She turned bright red.
Is there any particular memory that's stuck that's going to you take away from this? One that's so ingrained that you'll just never forget. I know the whole experience is
I
never
remember
forget.
the first. I mean, there's so many of them, and it's been such a magical mountaintop of a career moment. It's a dream project. But I feel like the first memory I have is the first one that came to mind, which is the moment that I walked into the second episode at the hospital, and I was kind of hanging out in the cast chairs, and I looked at the monitor, and I started watching it, and I was like, oh, this is really special. I was watching this previously established family, and it's so visually compelling and beautiful, and you already saw how specific the dynamics were between everyone, and I was like, oh, this is really good and really different than anything I'd ever seen before. So I feel like that first memory is a big one for me. Yeah.
I feel like your character's goals are always shifting, per se, as the series goes along.
Yeah.
Can we give a little bit of a hint on what she's trying to achieve this year? Without spoiling, of course. World dominance.
I feel like Willa always follows her heart and she follows her intuition always, and she sits with things as long as she needs to, and she thinks about things as long as she needs to, and she's very secure in her decision making. So I think she's just going to continue down that path of really weighing it out, seeing what she wants to do, following her brain and her heart, and taking her time.
You seem to be the one true ride or die in this situation.
I am a ride or fucking die, baby.
Who's your ride or die in real life?
Ooh, I mean, my family, they're pretty ride or die. My brother's over there right now, just sitting on the side, waiting it out. But my mom and dad, there's ride or die as it gets, and they've been that way from the very beginning. And I have a pretty solid boyfriend, so that's cool too.
The whole support system.
I got a good support system going on, yeah.
Well, congratulations.
My friends, I'm really blessed. I got some ride or die girls and boys. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm sitting pretty. Yeah. In terms of relationships, I'm very grateful, so.
Well, it shows in your character.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Did you see it yet?
No, I can't wait. Oh my
I'm
gosh.
excited for you. All right, thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I feel like after watching your character, I would trust you with just about anything in my life.
For sure. I need a Jess in my life. I don't have it together like she does, but having her around, everything, the house would be clean, all the, whatever had to get done would be done, inbox at 0, that's her.
What's some of the justness, of what do you take away from her and her being so on point and just so poised and together?
I think she's a really good listener, both literal listening, and she's also really good at reading the room. And I hope to take that with me. Her ability to walk into a room and immediately suss it out and clock who needs what and when and how quickly. Oh, she's clocked in. Yes.
Period.
Period.
I mean, so there's a lot of female bosses. I'm hoping a female ends up on top this season. So a little bit of your journey this season, a little bit, without giving it away.
She starts. She comes into her own this season a little bit more, I would say. Yeah, a little bit of personality. You get a little spunky Jess comes into play.
She's reading the girls.
Exactly.
Well, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you very much. It's so great to be here.
I think you and Nick are probably scene partners, soulmates at this point. What was the best thing about working with him and your bond and your banter all over the years?
Well, he's just the sweetest, loveliest, funniest man, but he's also a superb actor, like a brilliant, natural, instinctive actor. So it's just a joy. It's just really, it's just a great pleasure doing those scenes together.
How many times did you rewrite the ending?
Not an unusually large. Like, we go to a lot of drafts, like 40 or 50 drafts. But not all of that. Some of that is just like, a sentence here and a word there. But I rewrote it a lot. But not once the story shape is kind of set. I didn't change that. I didn't change that. I changed the dialogue and the some of the dialogue, but it never changed a bunch. The final scene.
Well, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Cheers.